Al-Ahqaf. Introduction. This is a Makki surah. That means we know it comes in Mecca, and it has 35 verses. 35 verses. The previous one has 37 verses. It is just after the surah in the order of the Quran. Also, it is the same. Verse is Surah 46. It is revealed in the 11th year of the Prophet's mission, and we know this is a very difficult year for the Prophet ﷺ after the passing on of his wife and his his uncle. 66 surah revealed to the Prophet ﷺ. All right, in Mecca altogether, we have 86 surahs. So we've got 20 more surahs to go before we go into the Medina surahs. And Medina surahs, there's 28 of them for the Medina surahs. The theme of the surah is to convince the disbelievers of the truth of Tawheed. That means the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can see this is the last attempt, and last 3 years of Rasulullah's mission, and last attempt to convince his people, right, about the oneness of Allah, about the next world, akhirah. And the Quran is a book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a book of mercy, it's a book of shifa, right? Rahmatan lil alamin, is a mercy to all the worlds. In a brief, 35 verses, but a rational way, and to warn them that if they continue to reject the Prophet ﷺ and the Quran, believing them to be fake, their destruction is inevitable. Right, so this is what it is. As we are aware, by this time, the number of believers has been stagnant. "10 years, 11 years of Rasulullah's mission, number is not increasing. The number of believers in Mecca not increasing. However, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of his wisdom and his knowledge, of course, right, he placed Rasulullah in Mecca because Mecca is the center of pilgrimage of the Arabs. And we are aware that the Arabs make their pilgrimage to the Kaaba, following the rites of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam, despite the fact that they have corrupted it. We have also gone through the various forms of corruption that they have introduced into the rites of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam in Hajj. Right, so we know that since Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam, the Quran tells us, some people are not aware that the months of Islamic months are not created by Rasulullah SAW, but it has been there since time of Nabi Adam alayhi salam. And that is why we are aware of dates like 10 of Muharram. 10 of Muharram, we have Nabi Nuh alayhi salam landing on Mount Judi. Right? Allah tells us it's called Mount Judi. So that is 10th of Muharram. So where does Muharram come from? It's really, really early. Nabi Ibrahim comes after Nabi Nuh alayhi salam, Adam, Nuh, Hud, Saleh. Then you have Ibrahim, right? So Ibrahim comes after Nabi Adam and Nabi Nuh alayhi salam. And we have also some stories of Nabi Adam alayhi salam, and the dates given. Allah has mentioned in the Quran that these dates are dates that Allah has created. From Allah is 12 of them. All right. So as mentioned, the Quraysh, they go to Mecca to do their pilgrimage, and Rasulullah has access to them. And quite a number of them, especially the people of Medina, had heard of news of the coming of the last prophet from the Jews themselves. In fact, the Jews has given them a rather good description of the prophet. And so as soon as they heard the prophet in Mecca and they listened to him, they were quite convinced that he was the last prophet. And that is why it was easy for the people of Medina to accept Islam. And Rasulullah has sent, I think, Mus'ab over to Medina to teach them Islam. So despite the fact that Islam is not getting anywhere in Mecca by the 11th year, right? But Islam has spread around about the Arabian Peninsula because the Arabs came into contact with Rasulullah while doing their pilgrimage. Although the Arab Quraysh were working hard against Rasulullah and finding ways and means to distract people from listening to Rasulullah, right, and saying all kinds of bad things about him. In fact, they would meet these Hujjaj or the people who go for Umrah and inform them of this crazy man, right? And don't listen to him, but people just would listen to him. So this is already this is still an attempt to change the Quraysh and their mindset. The surah makes the case for Tawheed. Tawheed is oneness of Allah by asserting that being the sole creator of the universe, only He deserves to be worshipped and obeyed unconditionally in everything people do. All other entities people supplicate to have not created anything, nor have they played any role in the creation of the universe. So that's what it is. Allah is the creator of heavens. Allah is the one who gives life. This is also a continuation of the previous surah, but in a different look at it, right? As mentioned, Allah is very creative in trying to engage people and make them understand the reality of Tawheed. Nor do they have any knowledge of the supplication of the devotees, nor do they have any power to respond to them. So Allah is the one who created, none else created. Allah is the one who administers the universe. None can administer the universe. Allah knows what the devotees ask for, and Allah has the power to respond to them. None others have power of that. In fact, they will totally deny the claims of their devotees. That means in the next world, they will come around and say, no, we are sorry. You never prayed to us. We never asked you to pray to us. They have been told that their superstitious and mythical beliefs about shirk and intercessions are baseless fabrications, while the Quran is an authentic message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again, talking to them of their ideas and their superstitions are all baseless, right? They have no grounds whatsoever. Rasulullah SAW is not the first person to be sent as a messenger. Rather, he is the last one of a series of messengers. His advent and the revelation of the Quran were foretold by both Musa and Isa alayhi salam, and his message is corroborated by their books and traditions. So, in fact, the Christians, they met along the way. They met lots of Christians along the way to Syria, and the Christians also foretold of the coming of the final prophet. They should not be fooled by the animosity of the Jews and the Christians to Islam. As for the hereafter, the Creator who created the whole magnificent universe and the created life and human beings, the first time can easily resurrect them after death. It's always their problem. Who can resurrect this? Who can bring back these bones? Rasulullah SAW has been consoled and reassured that the cause of the disbelievers' rejection is their closed minds due to their unfounded pride and prejudice. Otherwise, the message of the Quran is so effective that even jinns could not remain unaffected when they listen to it. So we'll have a portion about the jinns listening to it and believing in it. Problem is not with him or the message, but with the disbelievers themselves. He should continue presenting the message regardless of how the opponents react. Those who have goodness in them will come to Islam. He should persevere in his mission steadfastly like the earlier great messengers. His success is guaranteed. So it's about work, putting in effort, right? Leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our success is in the next world, right? Inshallah. His response is only the delivery of the message. Those who reject it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of them. After due respite, they will be destroyed. Benefits of the surah. Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq said that a person who recites this surah daily or at least every Friday will remain safe from all the dangers of this world and their hereafter. It is narrated from Rasulullah SAW that the reward for reciting this surah is 10 times the number of creatures that walk on the earth, and an equal number of sins will be forgiven. So it's great blessings, right, of those who learn and recite the surah. Inshallah, next week we will continue with we will start off with the surah. Allahumma arhamna bil Quran waj'alhu lana imaman wa nuran wa hudan wa rahmah. Allahumma dhakkirna minhu ma nasina wa 'allimna minhu ma jahilna warzuqna tilawatahu ana al-layli wa atraf an-nahar waj'alhu lana hujjatan يا رب العالمين. اللهم استودعك ما علمتني فردده إلي وقت حاجتي إليه فلا تنسينيه يا رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا انفعنا بما علمتنا ربي علمنا الذي ينفعنا ربي فقهنا وفقه أهلنا وقرابات لنا في ديننا مع أهل القتر أنثى وذكر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. العصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلى الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب